Hey guys, Ryan Carroll with Vinco Fitness Systems here again, talking about our Strength Primer series, and we're finally there. It's our bench press day. So I'm going to be taking you through the exact protocol you can use to consistently hit new personal records on your bench press on a regular basis. Keep building that big, powerful, strong chest, strong shoulders, and support that all-around training regimen to get big and strong, or just strong. All right, again, before any of you guys try this method, please, this is all being done assuming that you're already training on a regular basis, you've got healthy shoulders, you're ready to set new personal records, your body is healthy and ready to take on heavier weight loads in your lifts, okay? So please, again, be smart and be safe in your training. Right, I've already gone through a nice general warm-up. I've got my shoulders nice and loose, warmed up my shoulder, chest muscles, my back muscles. I've done a little bit of general full body stuff, opened up my hip flexors as well so I can get into a good arch on my bench press. I'm set to start warming up. I'm gonna be warming up today with 40, 50, 60, 70, and 80% of my bench press 1 rep max for 3 reps each. Okay, so I'm gonna go do those now. Watch and we'll see how I go through my warm up. Just finished my warm-up sets. As I said, I did 5 sets of 3 repetitions, and those were at 40, 50, 60, 70, and 80% of my 1 rep max on a full bench press. Now that 80% is starting to feel kind of heavy, which is when I start to transition into the real strength work, the real hard work that we're doing today. And what I'm gonna be doing for my primer sets is basically what amounts to a 3-board press. Now I'm not going to be using an actual 3-board setup because I am by myself, and what I actually use are these dense foam pads, but they're about the same thickness as a 3-board press, but it allows me to actually tuck it right underneath my shirt so that it stays in place while I'm benching by myself. And I'll also be benching inside the cage here where I've got the safety bars to spot for me. Again, what we're trying to do with that 3-board press is take advantage of post-activation potentiation, which is the idea that when we overload muscles through a shorter range of motion or an easier movement pattern, that they're then going to produce a greater amount of force and allow us to tap into a greater level of strength than without that prior movement. So I'm going to do my 3-board press for 2 reps, and then I'm going to be doing a single at a little bit less weight, working my way up to hopefully another bench press PR. And there we have it, a solid bench day in the books. No PR for me this week. As you saw, I was not able to finish that last single. I was going for about a 5% PR. So what it did though highlight to me is exactly where my weakness is so that I can address that in my next training cycle. So even if you don't hit a PR, you can still pull a positive from this method, learn something about yourself, and then grow from it. So let's talk about the nuts and bolts of how to do this, right? I want to give you the exact details you need to take this and run with it. As I said, I was alternating sets of 2 and 1. The sets of 2, I used that 3-board press, which I tucked under my shirt, and that allows me to shorten that range of motion so I can overload that movement with a heavier weight and prime my muscles for the following single rep that I did full range of motion. Now, obviously I normally would recommend you always do this with a spotter. I did it in the cage today so that I would be safe and be sure that I wasn't going to be in danger of missing a rep as you saw me do, but it's usually good to have a spotter there as well, and that way you can still finish that rep with a little bit of help from your spotter. The percentages that you're actually going to want to use for this, I started with my first 3-board press at 90% of my current 1 rep max, and then I would drop down to 85% for a single. I then did actually 100% of my current 1 rep max for a set of 2 with that pad on my chest, and then drop down to 95% of my current 1 rep max, which actually felt very strong for me this week. Before then, I do 110% of my current 1 rep max for that board press, and then finally went for that 105% for a new PR, which you did see me miss this week. But the unrack lowering felt strong, so I feel good about my training. Like I said, I learned about myself in the miss so that I'm able to now accurately assess my training for the next cycle to make sure I hit that PR the next time around. But now it's your turn. Go out there, use this method, hit some new personal records. Even if you happen to miss like I did, take away a positive and learn from it. Adjust your training cycle so that you can address that weakness and make sure you hit a new personal record at the end of the next cycle. If you like these videos, please do give us a like on our Facebook page. Drop a comment below, especially if you do try this method. Let us know how it went. Tell us about some PRs, and good luck.